this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we're here for another one of our mass making sessions, and today I'd like to make some little sort of flip book things that I saw on Gayle Agostinelli's channel. Now, she showed these, I think it was last week, and she didn't make them, she just showed what she had made, and I then trawled through her videos to find her original. So I will do my best to link it below, but again, I'll have to kind of see whether I can find it. Hopefully it's still in my history, and I will be able to actually, you know, link it for you guys. Obviously, if for any reason I forget, because as you know, I am rubbish at remembering, then please do just nudge me and I will, you know, try and find it and pop it in there. So this is a fantastic one for using up some of your 12 by 12 papers. Now I will say, just quickly, it's going to work best with papers that are either double-sided, or in this instance I've coffee dyed this particular paper. So that's what's going to work best, only because you're going to see like the inside and the outside of the paper. So yeah, I mean, it's, you know, if you've got double-sided, that's great, which I've got a few double-sided ones here. I have got one, this one, that's just white, which, you know, it's going to be okay, but yeah, I mean, just ideally I would probably prefer to do these with, you know, double-sided papers. So I'm just going to move my camera slightly, because obviously fitting that whole 12 by 12 in is a little bit tricky. Right, okay, wing and a prayer time, because I've only made one of these so far and I didn't actually even assemble it or anything, but I just wanted to make sure that I kind of had it, you know, roughly sussed out. Now, Gayle did, on her video, she did measure and, you know, do it very much more precisely. I'm going to be, you know, much more shoddy with my methods. So I'm going to start by folding the scrapbook paper in half. I'm going to unfold it and then I'm going to fold it in half the other way, like so. And again, you're going to need a bone folder for doing these, and you're going to need some scissors and some glue. And that's pretty much all you're going to actually need to make a bunch of these. Now, what I found was probably the easiest way to do this, and again, this is just how I, you know, deem to be the easiest way. I'm not in any way saying that, you know, this is going to work for everybody, but this was, you know, the thing that I thought actually that's going to work best for me. Is I'm going to go into one of these folds. Let me find one that's nice and visible, and just snip up the fold. I'm absolutely rubbish at actually snipping onto a fold line. Don't know whether I'm the only person or whether perhaps I'm in good company and there's lots of us out there who struggle to do that, but I always do. And then what you're going to do is fold your piece over on itself, if that makes sense. So for this one, this is obviously a plain piece of scrapbook paper on the back. So ideally, you know, I'm going to have my patterned piece, or if yours is double-sided, you're looking for your piece that, you know, you want to have kind of your pattern showing here. Bearing in mind, this is going to be your cover, if that makes sense. So, I mean, actually, yeah, I've straight away realised that for this one, actually, I've probably done it wrong, and I should probably have that way. This is where I'm kind of saying that, you know, obviously double-sided paper is going to work best for this particular project. Right, so I'm going to do it this way so that I have got the, you know, the patterned piece at least on the front. Now what I'm going to do now, and this is the part that she measured, and this is the thing that I thought was perhaps easier to do than measuring, is just then fold up your bottom, if you see what I mean, and this is going to be your little pockets. And then what you can do is obviously go in on the other side and fold that up, and that way you've got your pockets kind of the same size on both, you know, both sides, if that makes sense. I feel like I was a little bit waffly there, so I hope that did vaguely make some sense. Okay, and then what you might like to do here is just kind of snip in here, so you've got just a little sort of, it's just going to make it easier when you're gluing your pocket down if you don't have all that bulk, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do that on the other side as well. And obviously I'm going to make a couple of these to show you because, you know, I'm not saying they're really complicated, but definitely, you know, I prefer things if I can watch them through a couple of times. So this is now what you've got. Okay, so we're going to fold it over, and then what we're going to do is glue this part down like a pocket. So I'm just going to take my glue. Oops, let me get my wipe and clean my nozzle because I know that not everybody likes seeing my gluey. My gosh, I can't even talk. My gluey glue nozzle. That's just like a huge mouthful, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just going to then press that down like that because that's now formed a little pocket here. And then what we're going to do is these are going to be little pockets on the inside. So again, I mean, actually I've gone way too in with that. So next time I'm not going to do it anywhere near as much as that. But, you know, I mean, all of this is kind of a learning curve, I guess, isn't it? So, as I say, I mean, I only kind of made one of these as a prototype, and actually I didn't even glue it together. So, things like this I would have perhaps learnt had I actually bothered gluing it together. And I hadn't cut those flaps in. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it over, and we can then glue this one in. This one I've done a much better job because I've not done, you know, such a big triangle there. Hopefully you can see that. So okay, and we just glue that down. Okay. And then what you've got now, I'm going to just trim along here because, you know, where I said that I can't ever cut where a piece of paper is folded, that's exactly what I was talking about. Okay, and then that can fold in on itself like that. So then I can obviously squish the whole thing down. Again, you know, use my bone folder. I mean, obviously I have already squished it down, but, you know, sometimes it's good to do it more than once, isn't it? So like that. And then what you've got obviously an opening little sort of booklet with pocket here, pocket here. You've got a big pocket here on the edge. Let's just get my glue squishing down. And then you've got your two pockets here. So aren't they just super? I really, really, really love these. And I had not seen these before. As I say, Gayle had apparently done them quite a while ago, but yeah, I had never come across them before. So I thought these are amazing and really great for using up your 12 by 12 papers. I mean, as I say, it's going to work much better with papers that are double-sided. If you don't have double-sided paper, you know, because actually when I looked through my stash, very little was actually double-sided. I'm going to just coffee dye a whole bunch of it so that my other side isn't stark white. But I mean, I could coffee dye this, you know, after the event. So let's make a second one because, like I say, it, you know, to me that feels quite a, you know, quite a complicated one. So let's do it this time with this paper, which I have coffee dyed. Now this one's got this header piece, so I'm just going to take that off first. And this has got a perforated edge, so I can just obviously tear that down like that. Okay, so your first thing that you're going to be doing is folding your piece of paper in half. So we're going to fold it in half this way. Again, just bone folder that down. Then you're going to open your piece of paper out and you're going to fold it in half the other way. Okay, and again, just bone folder that down along that crease. Now, at this point, probably you want to decide which way up you want your paper going. So, I mean, for instance, this, obviously it's that lovely harlequin pattern. I probably want the harlequin this way up rather than, like, you know, the other way. And I just want to decide, do I want plain or patterned on the front? Obviously I think I want patterned on the front, so I'm going to bring it in this way. Okay, like that. and then I'm just going to cut down on this fold. So again, this is where, you know, I just, for some reason, I can't really cut along the folds. So I'll just do my best to cut along there. Whoops. Like that. Okay. And then we're going to fold that over. And then to make the pockets, I found the best way, or, you know, I thought the best way was going to be just fold them up sort of roughly, you know, just however big you want them. So, I mean, like this one, we'll do slightly bigger perhaps. Again, bone folder that down. And then turn your piece of paper over, and it's given you your guide of where to fold your other side. I hope this is all making sense now. So you just are lining it up basically with the other side, and that way you know that your piece is going to be, you know, all in line and kind of level. Then what you're going to do, if you want to do those little kind of slits, and the only reason I'm doing those is because sometimes then when you glue it in, it can be a little bit problematic. You know, can you see here, I've got like a baggy pocket, whereas if you just snip that out, it's going to just kind of, you know, get around that. So to do that, open your piece back out, and then here where you've got your little pockets, you just want to go in, and then I'm going to go much smaller this time. So I'm just going to literally taper it off like teeny little bit. Okay, and then I want to do the same on the other one, because again that's going to cause me the same problem. Again, just tiny little bit like that. Oops, just get rid of that piece that didn't come off with that perforated edge. And then all I'm going to do is take my piece back out, fold it back over. Again, you know, this is not a double-sided piece of paper, so I'm going to have, you know, areas where I've got plain and areas where I haven't. So unfortunately my pocket's now, you know, the patterned piece is inside my pocket, which, you know, that's not really ideal, but it's because it's obviously, you know, it's a single-sided paper, so in order to keep the pattern on the outside, I've got no choice really but to have the pattern on the inside, if that makes sense. And then you're going to fold your pockets up, and again just run some glue along here, glue along here, and just stick those down. And then we'll just do this pocket here as well. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. And then here we're going to do exactly the same on the other side, like that, and whoop, like that. Gosh, I'm struggling with my glue today. I'm just dabbing it everywhere. Oh dear, it's going to be one of those days. Okay, right, so there we go. And we've got, again, flap 1, flap 2. So you've got effectively like a little booklet with a little pocket here on the edge, like that. And then you've got your other little booklet. So, I mean, they're really nice, aren't they? Just, you know, you can see these just slotting into a journal, and just really, really cute. I mean, mine's not lined up perfectly, to be honest, at the bottom, you know, just due to my shoddy folding, I think. But, you know, I think that's fine. It's not going to notice. Once it's decorated up and you've put some pretty bits on and things, you're just not going to notice that at all. So I'm just going to now get on and make another one. I'll talk you through this one as well. And then after that, you know, I'll kind of be quiet and, yeah, we'll just relax and have a nice time. So this one obviously much better off because this is, you know, full on double-sided, which is fantastic. So again, all I'm going to do is fold it in half one way. Again, just bone folder that down right the way along. And then I will just open that out. And I'm just going to, again, fold it in half the other way. Like that. And bone folder that down. Okay, again, now I want to decide which pattern I want to have on the outside, which pattern I want on the inside. Obviously, this is really pretty paper. So, I mean, I think I would probably prefer to have this, you know, floral on the outside. So I just need to be aware, because my flowers are, you know, they're flowers. So, I mean, obviously they need to be up the right way, if that makes sense. So that being the case, I'm going to have to fold it in this way, I think. No, I think I've mucked this up actually. Oh, I might have mucked this up actually. Just trying to think how I'm going to get these the right way up. So, oh, which way do I need to go? Perhaps I need to go in this way. No, that's not going to work, is it? Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Oh, the patterned paper, it's just got the better of me now. And yeah, I'm struggling to actually fathom this out at all. So if I have it that way, and then, no, that's still not going to be, right, okay, I see what I'm doing here. It's going to be upside down one way or the other way, isn't it? Of course it is. So, yeah, right, okay. So if I want to have my flowers on the outside, I need it like this. And then, oops, like this on the inside. Would that be right? No, that's not right, is it? Is that right? No, I'm going to have the spotty on the outside like that. Oh gosh, this is just too complicated. I haven't long been back from the school run, so that's my excuse here. Yeah, I mean, it's not really a valid excuse, I agree, but it's the only excuse I've got, to be honest. Oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing. Just don't know what I'm doing. And now I've kind of even lost the plot completely as to what I'm doing. Right, okay, I think what I'm going to find is I'm not really going, unless I have it that way. Okay, right, let's try this. Oh, Lord only knows whether I'm going to pull this off or not. Right, let's just fold this up now to make our little pockets. So again, just bone folder that down right the way across like that. And then this one right the way across like that. Okay. Okay, right. Okay. Oh my gosh. I mean, this, honestly, it's just taking its toll on me. Yeah, I'm just again checking which way up this needs to be. So, right, so I can glue my pocket down this way. So again, what I want to do is just cut these little kind of ujamis out of here so that I haven't got that, you know, rubbish situation with the kind of, you know, screwed up type creased folds. So that one, and then this one here again, you know, just a tiny little snip. And this paper, actually, this is pretty thick, so this would definitely be problematic if I was just then attempting to kind of fold this in on itself. Yeah, okay. Okay, right, so we're coming down here, up there, like that. Oh my gosh, I mean, honestly, how long did that take me? Just what is going on in my mind today? I have no idea. No idea. Just, yeah. Let's just leave that statement there. Just no idea. That kind of sums it up really today, doesn't it? Okay. And then I'm just going to fold my, or glue, you know, glue and fold my pockets up like that. And then this one. And in case you're wondering, this is a Tilda paper. If you've heard of Tilda. I mean, they sell fabrics and things like that, but they also, I don't know whether they still do, to be honest. I haven't seen it for a long time, but they went through a phase anyway of making beautiful scrapbook papers. And I was lucky enough to get my hands on a couple of paper pads from the Tilda range. And of course, I've, you know, tried to hoard them as best I can. I did make some things. I think there were three copies of each design of the paper. So yeah, I've kind of obviously, of course, hoarded at least one of each of the designs. But I thought, well, it's time that I actually do start using things, because, you know, that was my mission, wasn't it, for 2021, was actually use some stuff. Stop hoarding and actually use. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. What have I done here? Oh, you know what I've done now? I've now not snipped my end. Right, I'm so sorry about this. Wow, what a disaster this video is turning out to be. Okay. Yeah, so these are definitely a complicated one for me. They're probably not that complicated for you, but for me they're proving very, very complicated. Okay, so then we've got our little foldy piece, just kind of gone around the houses to actually get there. I'll just tidy this corner up. Okay. Wow, that was a tough one, wasn't it? I mean, this is going to have to open this way round if I want those flowers up the right way. It's going to have to be like a backward one rather than the forward, because otherwise the flowers are upside down. But I mean, that's fine. It doesn't really worry me. Right. Oh, I will try and do better with the next one. So I probably won't really talk you through now, because we've done 3. I mean, I'm clearly still finding them complicated, but you maybe are not struggling as much as me. So yeah, let's do another one. Now this is from K & Company, this paper, and this is from one of those scrap pads to go. It was, I can't remember now, something like Yeehaw or Yeehaw. I don't know how you pronounce that now. My mind's all over the place. Yeah, anyway, it was a child toy kind of themed scrap paper. So ideally I want to kind of try and hide a lot of that horse theme stuff. So just squish this one in like that. And again, just fold it out and in the other way. Okay. So yeah, let's just kind of have a relaxing time now and just kind of make some of these. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're all having a good week. So I have been busy so far this morning, so I'm just going to put my excuses out there quickly now. Yeah, I mean, just rubbish crafting going on here, full stop. But right, I'm going to do it this way actually, because I'm going to try and cover up a lot of that sort of horse themed stuff. Yes, I've been busy this morning. So I've taken my daughter to school, and you know, I've not been back that long, but since I've come back from the school, I've had to be dealing with you know, my husband and I are actually getting a divorce now, so I've been obviously on the phone and, you know, all of those kinds of things, trying to sort out some bits and pieces. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of my excuse for why I'm really struggling to concentrate today now. I mean, I always do film these mass making generally on the Monday before putting them out for you guys on the Tuesday. So, I mean, in hindsight, really, I should have probably not come. Oh gosh, now look, done this completely wonky. Yeah, I mean, I probably should have filmed this at the weekend rather than straight after my phone calls and filling out forms and, you know, all those kinds of things, because I'm clearly now not really got my, you know, my head kind of where it should be. But, you know, it's all good. It's all good. So yes, that's what I've been doing this morning. So in my defence, that's why I'm slightly more rubbish than even usual. Oh, I'm just doing one rubbish thing after another, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've made a horrible job now of this as well. So, do you know, I'm going to just snip this little sort of spacer thing, and then I might be able to refold that pocket, to be honest. Okay. But hey, it's all good because I would much rather be doing this than doing any of the phone calls and all of those things that, of course, you know, unfortunately have to be done. But yeah, I would much rather be spending my time doing this, to be honest. Right, I said I was going to have it that way, didn't I? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to just try and refold this slightly so it's slightly straighter. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely a how not to craft. Right, let's glue these pockets down. So I hope that everybody has a good weekend. I can't really remember, to be honest, much about the weekend. It was okay, nothing really amazing. There wasn't, you know, we didn't have fantastic weather or anything like that. However, update on the decking. I don't know whether I've already said this, but the decking is finished. My son's finally finished the decking. I don't mean finally as in, oh, he's finally finished it. I mean, he was super efficient and he, you know, he's done an amazing job. You know, his first ever attempt at decking, and wow, it just looks awesome. So yeah, really, really chuffed with that. But of course, you know, I mean, of course it did take a little while, you know. So there was a lot of rubbish. So did another load of kind of tidying up of the garden. So it's currently now all sat in the car waiting to go to the tip. So that's my task in a moment after I finish doing the video, is to actually go to the tip with all the, you know, all the rubbish from the garden. So yeah, that's what I've got planned for, you know, just before lunch today. But I also bought some plants and things for the garden. Oh, I have to say they were really expensive. I mean, since the lockdown, I don't know about you guys, but everything has really got very, very, very expensive. And yeah, the plants were no different. They also seemed phenomenally expensive. So yeah, they ended up costing a lot more than I had planned. But having said that, they do look really nice because we'd bought a couple of really big planters last year. And unfortunately, obviously, now we've kind of changed the garden around and, you know, we've got this decking and things. There wasn't really anywhere then for them to go. And I thought, oh no, you know, they're going to be a bit of a waste because, again, you know, they weren't the cheapest. So, oh, sorry, this pocket's just driving me nuts. It looks terrible. I mean, I said that first one wasn't lined up. Look at the state of this one. Again, hopefully we can just cover that up with a bit of lace and things like that. Yeah, these planters. So, I mean, of course, I didn't want to chuck them out or anything because, you know, they'd cost quite a lot of money last year. And I think by the time we put them together last year, it was kind of towards the end of the summer. So we didn't actually ever get round to planting anything in them. So they'd just been sat the whole winter just empty. So, I mean, it wasn't even like we'd kind of, you know, had a bit of use out of them. We'd literally had no use out of them. But yeah, there was nowhere really for them to go now since we'd kind of changed the garden around a bit. Anyway, we kind of reconfigured it yesterday and we ended up putting these big planters in front of the decking. I mean, it sounds really weird, but, you know, honestly, it does look okay. I know, it sounds weird even as I'm saying it, but honestly, it does look quite nice. So went to the garden centre and, you know, bought some plants. Quickly came home and planted them. Again, I mean, I'm no gardener. My planting skills probably leave something to be desired, to be honest. I mean, they're probably similar to my method of making this particular pocket. But fingers crossed, you know, it's all going to be good. So they look really nice anyway, how they're all, you know, planted and kind of laid out. But yeah, so I've just got to do another trip now to the dump. I mean, there's still probably some more things that also could be going to the dump, but yeah, that will probably have to be another day. Right, so I've made a really shocking job of this one, I have to say. Just, yeah, I don't know what was going on there. So we'll do this one, you know, decorate this one up in a minute to try and show you some ways of covering up your, you know, awful efforts. Well, not saying that you will have awful efforts. You will probably not have awful efforts. But if you did, and yours turned out rubbish like mine, we'll just do a couple of things to just try and disguise it. So Again, just tearing off that sort of perforated little edge of this one. Okay. And we will just fold this in half. Yeah, and aside from that, I really don't think anything else exciting at all. Yeah, nothing exciting. So, I mean, obviously things are opening up next week. We're coming out of lockdown. I mean, we're kind of sort of working our way out of it now. And I know I talked about this before, where the shops are open now. And, you know, that is awesome, obviously. But, you know, like I said before, I mean, it's not really ideal because, you know, you're not allowed to try anything on and all of those kinds of things. And, of course, who wants to buy something without trying it on? I mean, you know, it's just not really ideal, is it? So, yeah, it's kind of, you know, we're half out of lockdown is how I would kind of describe it. You know, which just, I mean, we're better off than we were. But yeah, still quite a way to go. But by next week, it's like May the 17th, which I think I'm right in saying is Monday next week. Indoor dining can take place. So, you know, like in a restaurant or something, dining can take place inside, which of course is going to be brilliant because we had that lovely spell of warm weather a few weeks ago. And yeah, we haven't really had any more warm weather since then. So, you know, it's definitely not been dining outside weather or anything like that. So, I mean, obviously restaurants have reopened recently. But if you can only dine outside, I'm not really too sure how busy they must have been because, you know, it's too cold for sitting outside. Yeah, so from Monday, you know, restaurants can actually open and actually have people inside, which is, you know, going to be great. Yeah, so what else? I don't know really what else. Oh, yes, gyms and all of that kind of stuff can open. I think gyms have actually been able to open anyway, to be fair. But I know I talked about yoga the other day. Yeah, where I go for yoga, they will also be able to open, which, oh, that's just going to be amazing. I think they're opening on the, might be the 19th or something like that. Of course, they're going to be like cut down, you know, numbers of people that they're allowing in. But, you know, so long as you can book in and get into a class, then you're going to be fine. So, and I presume, you know, at first, it's probably not really going to be that busy because, of course, people are going to feel cautious and, you know, all of those kinds of things. So, and we've all got out the habit of doing things, haven't we? So, you know, I'm sure it will all be fine. I mean, I'm sure the owners would love to just have, you know, the classes kind of packed out to the maximum that they can be allowed at the moment. But whether they will be or not, I don't really know. But yeah, so that's going to be fantastic. Looking forward to that a lot. Okay. Right, and then we'll just glue our pockets. Okay. There we go. Okay. Right, there we go, and glue that down. And then we'll just turn that over. I'm just going to kind of move that out with the bone folder. Like that, okay. And then the other side, we will just glue these pockets down. Oops, and this one. Okay, I couldn't tell you, I'm afraid, what paper pad this paper was from. Again, it's some lovely paper that I've been sort of hoarding. And, you know, again, just going with my, oh, I'm going to use everything this year. I thought I would get it out and actually use it. So I'm very, very determined to stick with that. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But I mean, having said that, we are actually in May. which, wow, I mean, this year's flying by. When you think May, I mean, come June, we're like halfway through the year. That's just absolutely crazy, isn't it? You know, from that point of view, gosh, the year's just, you know, blink and you'd miss it. It's gone so quick. Okay. Right. Oh, did anybody see Barbara over at 49 Dragonflies? She has got an Art Deco style kit at the moment, digital kit out. And she did one of her, oh, let me try and think if I've got the abbreviation right. ASMR, I think is how you do it. ASMR. It's, and again, I know I've talked about this before. I can't ever remember what it stands for, but it's like something sensory something mode or something. But they're these awesome videos that are sort of silent. And the, oh, what do you call it? You know, like the sounds, like paper sounds and all of that kind of stuff are like really amplified. So although it's silent, you've then got amplified like paper sounds and things like that. So yeah, she's done her ASMR video of her Art Deco journal. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And she's very skillful at doing those ASMR videos. I mean, obviously there's no talking, so I'm not saying they're going to be, you know, appealing to the same people who maybe watch her talking videos. But, you know, if you like kind of listening to like paper sounds, and she also had an awesome part there where she was kind of drawing some stuff and you could hear like the scratching of the pen on the paper. It really was very clever and really, really nicely done. And they're very relaxing, you know, they're quite calming, those ASMR videos. And she's doing an amazing job at doing them, because that's a whole nother skill to do that style of video. I mean, I've certainly never done one or anything like that, so I'm not kind of trying to imply that I'm, you know, in any way versed in that or anything. I'm definitely not. But yeah, I mean, it's a whole nother skill set to learn. So she's doing such an amazing job. And yeah, and on top of her video style and her incredible job with her video, oh, she made the most beautiful journal, I have to say. And actually, I also this morning watched Joey DeFee. She had also used the same Art Deco kit and had made a paper pouch using the same kit. And that also was absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, it's so interesting. People are using the same kit, but their projects are so vastly different, you know, which is, I just think, you know, one of the most fascinating things about crafting is, you know, we can use the same supplies as somebody else, but because we all put our own unique stamp on it, our outcomes are entirely different. And that was very much how Joey and Barbara's projects were. You know, they look completely different. So yeah, really, really lovely. And Joey, she did in her paper pouch, she showed one side of it, and it was obviously these beautiful digital Art Deco papers, and, you know, it looked absolutely gorgeous. And then, lo and behold, she turned the envelope over and had a wonderful array of like leaves with, you know, like little flower kind of things coming off that she had painted, and they were in the most vibrant, gorgeous blues and greens. So it looked so striking and so stunning. And then she then went on to show how she actually made the pouch, and including how she painted the wonderful leaves and, you know, flowers. So yeah, really, really good videos they were. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed watching them both. So yes, do go over and check them out if you haven't seen those. Okay. And I don't think I remembered to mention actually last week about Barbara's premiere video. But, oh, it was so much fun. I know that loads of you came along, and that is just awesome. I mean, I love that we have this crafting community and everybody's so very supportive of one another. Oh, it's so special to be involved in, you know, in something that's well, just has this lovely kind buzz about it. So yeah, and so many people then are, you know, kind of commenting and saying what fun it was, and it really, really is so much fun. So yeah, really, really enjoyed that. And I know that Joey and Barbara really, really enjoyed it too. So, and like I say, I mean, obviously you guys, you know, anyone who's subscribed to me kind of thing, you know, has kind of said what fun it was. So I'm sure that obviously anyone who's not subscribed to me has said the same on, you know, to Barbara and Joey. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant fun. Right, so that's that one. And oh no, what have I done here? I've again forgotten to actually cut this down. Oh, no excuses this time. Just too much chatting and not enough focusing on what I'm doing. Just getting way too into the conversation to actually keep my focus on what I'm actually doing. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's just do it like that. Okay. A bit of a sort of rough save there. Okay. So that's that one. And this is, again, this is another scrap pad to go, K & Company scrap pad to go. Beautiful, beautiful papers. In fact, all of these are from that same pad. And again, I can't tell you what the name of that is either. Sorry, I did just knock the camera again. Right. Okay, time to stop waffling. Let's see the ones we've done. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to do this one, obviously, because that's the one I said we were going to do, the one that I made the hideous job of here with that terrible lining up. And the other thing is I thought we'll do this one because, you know, hopefully we can work on how to cover up, like here where we've got the horses, you know, because I don't want to have, you know, these horse kind of images on there. So yeah, I thought let's come along and work with this one, I think. So let's just see what we've got laying around the desk would be a good start. Oh, that's a little bit on the bright side, isn't it? Let's just see what else I've got. I've got this. It's not really kind of probably quite right with that flower, but whoops. Just been throwing things into my bin now by mistake. Okay, so we could have something like that. Now obviously I want to cover up these horses that are down the side here. You know, I mean, not because they're horrible or anything like that, but just because, you know, they're not really going to necessarily go with what I'm actually going to be making. So I'm just going to cut this lace off of the header part. Oh, that's quite pretty, isn't it? It looks very Spanish to me. Yeah, very, very Spanish looking. I mean, straight away, to be honest, I don't think this is particularly, you know, worrisome now anyway. And I've not even covered it up, but straight away, because our eyes are kind of diverted now into the other pieces on here, you know, it's just, yeah, not even kind of an issue anymore. So I'm just going to ink around these flowers. Okay, I'll just ink around this. This one's been coffee dyed, so, you know, it's quite dark anyway. Just ink around this frame. Right, let's go for this. Actually, do you know, before I go for that, I'm just going to do a little bit of black stamping to bring in the black. So I'm just going to take my stamp here, just do a bit of stamping, and then I'll just do some here. I mean, obviously that horse is going to be covered up anyway, but, you know, just in case it's not, we'll just put some more on. Okay, and then let's do some on the back. Again, just like stamping over where those horses are, a bit here and here. I mean, this may be glued onto a page, in which case, you know, it's really not going to be even an issue anyway. But just in case, we'll just stamp over those sort of childish sort sort of images. Okay. And then just here, get that cowboy gone. And that dog. Okay, and that little tail there. And then, of course, I'll just do here as well. Okay. Yeah, I've also got an appointment in a moment. You know, something else to do with, you know, proceedings kind of thing. Yeah, after my video, just before I go to the dump. So, you know, that's probably why I'm so vacant today. And I can just only apologise, honestly. Yeah, kind of very sorry. Very sorry. I hadn't been aware that I was quite so vacant until I've come on to do the video. Right, loving that frame. So this frame is from some of my faux stamped images, and the faux stamped images, you get like a, you know, a neutral set, and you get some on this like dark colour. I mean, I wouldn't really call this coffee dyed. I'm not really too sure what I'd call this, but anyway, this is obviously the dark one. Looks really nice, doesn't it? And then I'm going to just pop this here like that, and the flower. Okay, so let's just pop this down. Just going to put it on as if it were a pocket. Again, I mean, I say this all the time. I don't know whether I would even be using it as a pocket, but if you've put it on as a pocket, you've got the option. If you don't even do that, then, you know, you don't have that option. So it's always worth just, you know, might I like it as a pocket? Well, I might do, you know, just pop it on like one. Okay, so that being the case, I probably should be mindful how I pop these flowers down so that I keep a pocket. Or shall I just think, oh, never mind, we'll we'll just glue that pocket shut after all what I've just been saying. Oh, I don't know. And then my lace is going to go over there. I mean, yeah, that looks really very Spanish to me. So let's just see whether we want any other. From those bright roses, see if I've got some more of those kind of like two-tony, yellowy type ones. Hold on. Oops, I've got lots of blue ones here, the bluey purpley ones. Oh, lots of those. Have I got any of the other colour? No, of course I haven't. That would be far too simple, wouldn't it, to actually have some of the other colour. Okay. Let's just see. I've got this little kind of element. Just see whether we want that anywhere. Could have that there. That's quite nice. Let's just glue that on. Okay. Right. Okay, right. I'm going to, glue this down. Going to glue it down sort of in that pocket, if you see what I mean. Just so as I have got that option of using that pocket. So just, like that. Okay, so it's just like hanging out of the pocket. Okay, right, I'm now just going to ink around on the edge here. Again, I'm still using my walnut stain. I know I've been using that for a little while now. But just, just in case you were wondering, it's not Vintage Photo, it's walnut stain. And it's the Distress Oxide rather than the Distress Ink. I'm just, just enjoying kind of having a change really from the Vintage Photo. I mean, it's very similar, I think. But just subtly different. So yeah, it's just what I'm enjoying using at the moment. So, and then I'm just going to open it up and ink around the pocket pieces as well. Okay. Like that. Okay. And then this one. Okay. Whoa. Right. Yep. I'm liking how that looks now. And then, I'm going to just have my black lace running down here. So That looks really pretty, doesn't it? I mean, is that just me, or does this look quite Spanish? Am I the only person thinking this, or does anyone else think it looks quite Spanish as well? Okay, so that's there. And then that's going to wrap around on the back as well. And the good thing is, this is obviously going to help reinforce that. I mean, it's not really a spine, but, you know, reinforce the, I guess, what could be a potential weak point, you know, where the folds all are. And again, I mean, I've just hot glued that on for speed, like that. Now, do we need any more lace? That's quite nice, actually, down there, isn't it? Because, I mean, obviously, originally I was intending on having a bit of lace down there to cover up that awful, you know, awful folding that I had done. So, just now thinking, should we have a bit more down there? What a little butterfly. Again, this is just a stamped, faux stamped image butterfly. Oh, perhaps I won't. Yeah, perhaps I won't. But I might have that butterfly, I think, because that's quite nice. And then let's now go inside. So, I mean, you know, you can still see, obviously, that that's not lined up. But to be honest, I really don't think it's a big deal. You know, it looks absolutely fine. And then we'll go inside. And again, you can then just strategically perhaps place your lace. She says, and now it's not really kind of going to be the right shape, but strategically glue your lace down over, you know, again, some more of the kind of decorative-y type bits. I mean, I have got another one of those orange flowers, but, or, you know, that coloured flower, but it is quite big. Let's just ink this up. Again, just mainly getting rid of that white area there. Okay. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? So, yep. And again, this stamp, this ticket, sorry, this is another one of my faux stamped pieces. So, yeah, I'm just going to like move that lace so it's slightly wonky, like that, and then just glue this down with the hot glue, which will then clamp that lace down as well. So just put this here. Oh my goodness, like that. Okay, and then my flower should just put in there like that. Yeah, these are such a brilliant use of the 12x12 papers, honestly. I mean, really, really good use of the 12x12 papers. So, and to be honest, I mean, you could probably make these with some 8x8 papers and things like that if you wanted some smaller ones as well. I mean, you could potentially make them with the 6x6 papers as well. I don't know what they would be like because, of course, they would be pretty tiny. But, you know, I mean, it possibly would look okay. I don't know, to be honest. I can't quite... You know, can't quite decide whether that would be okay or not, but, you know, I guess you could do that. Right, I'm just going to kind of glue this lace down, I think, here. Just going over that image there. Okay, I probably will add some more things to that, but I might do that kind of after the video, because I'm aware that obviously we're, you know, I'm now just taking forever because there's quite a bit of decorating to do obviously on these because they've got three, you know, like 3 pages technically, haven't they? You know, so you have actually got quite a bit of decorating to do. Okay, let's have a look. I've got a dictionary definition here. Let me just trim this lace down again so it's much less wide. Wow, it's really windy. Yeah, I must admit, when I dropped my daughter to school today, I mean, literally, her school's around the corner to our house. I'm just super lazy and use my bike to take her. I mean, I don't need to use my bike. You know, It's close enough to be able to just walk. I mean, she uses her scooter, I take my bike. If I don't take my bike and she's on her scooter, then obviously I'm really having to kind of like walk so fast to try and keep up with her. So it's just easier just to take my bike, to be honest. You know, my push bike. But yeah, anyway, so I took her. I have to say it was very windy coming back. So yeah, kind of not an ideal day for, you know, going for a bike ride. I mean, not that mine would constitute a bike ride, like I say, because it's so close to my house. So thankfully, because if I had to do a bike ride in this, I'd be, yeah, pretty knackered by the end of it, I think. So, right, let's just see here. Oh, look, now I've got another small one. And isn't that just always the way? You know, as soon as you're no longer looking for it, there it is. I mean, I had just looked for one of those, hadn't I? Didn't see one. Now look, there it is. It was there all along. Literally all along. So I think what I'll do actually is just tear that there and just kind of pop it on there, I think. I mean, again, I'm just hot gluing this just to be really, you know, time efficient because I'm doing a video. It doesn't need hot glue. It really, you know, it really doesn't. It could have just been, you know, wet glued on, or I don't know, glue stick or something. Whatever, you know, whatever you find you get on with best. So I might just have a little dictionary definition maybe in this one. Let's just wet glue this one on. Okay. I mean, I have to say, Gayle's were beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The ones that she made at her retreat. Yeah, they turned out really lovely. She had one with some black scrapbook paper of some sort. And it was just lovely. I mean, of course, it was up my street because it had the black on it. So, yeah, really, really pretty. Right. Just seeing whether we might want a bit of lace maybe off at the corner. Let's just see what we could pop on to hold that lace down. Maybe a little butterfly. So let's just go for that, I think, like that. Just putting another glue stick in quickly. Just seeing whether I've got anything else that I prefer to have just before I commit to that. Nothing worse than sticking something down and then thinking, oh, actually, I would have preferred, you know, something else. Right, so there we go. We'll just glue that down like that. And, you know, obviously I can now just trim this around a bit so it's not quite so hangy. There we go. So you've got your pockets like that, and you've got obviously a pocket in here as well. And then obviously the front looks super pretty as well. So yeah, really, really, really love them. As I say, totally not my idea at all. You know, they're thanks to the lovely Gayle. So Gayle, if you happen to stumble across this, I just want to say thank you so much for the awesome idea. I absolutely love these. And what a brilliant way to use up some 12 by 12 papers, which I'm sure a lot of us have quite an abundance of. So let's see the ones that we have done and lay them out. There we go. Oh, and that green one. So yeah, really, really lovely. And to be honest, because they're quite, you know, quite an impressive kind of piece, I think, to make. I think we haven't done too badly, actually, with the amount that we've made. You know, given that they're kind of, you know, not the sort of fastest thing to make, really. So I hope that you like them. And yeah, I hope you have fun if you decide to make some. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.